Okay, so a very warm welcome everybody to our introductory webinar here at Swansea University. Now, just before we begin, I want to tell you about what's going to happen this week. Some of you might have come to our events before, so we had some events last month. Today, we're just going to introduce ourselves, our courses and services. Tomorrow, we're going to have an academic English taster class. Now, if you've done this webinar last month, this is going to be different. Okay, so I think in the last session, it was Vicky and Joe taught you about paraphrasing, which is incredibly important. And we put it on YouTube and Bilibili if you're in China. But tomorrow, Carolyn and I are going to teach you how to write an email. Alison, how many times have you received a student email? Not that the language is wrong, maybe the student is maybe the student is too polite, maybe the student is accidentally seeming a little bit rude. It's such an important skill, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And also, it looks really good if you can send a professional looking email to someone when you start your degree program. You already give a good impression.
Exactly. So that is one not to be missed tomorrow. And then following on, we have a SWELT training workshop. Again, it will be myself and Lara. Now, again, if you came to this last month, we're actually, again, this is going to be a different session. So we're going to give you a few tips and tricks on the SWELT test, maybe talk a little bit about how it's similar and different to other tests that might be familiar to you. And there will also be a chance to practice some questions, again, not to be missed. And then finally, a bit of a fun session, a general English session with Geraint and Carolyn. So as I say, if you came to some of these events before, maybe last month, the content is going to be quite different as of tomorrow. So please come along again. Anyone is invited, and of course, they are free, of course. Online and totally free. Okay, so today we're going to tell you about us, who we are, our services, including our courses. Of course, we have our summer courses coming up, so this is a really sort of interesting time to talk to you about this. Very importantly, our English language test, the SWELT test. Lots of you might have questions. Please, if you can, keep your questions, and we'll try to answer them as best as we can at the end of the session, maybe when we turned the recording off. So yeah, hopefully this is a nice introduction. And then as of tomorrow, you can actually participate in an ELTS class. Sound good to you, Alison?
Sounds brilliant. Let's get it on.
Let's go for it. Alison and I have this thing where I kind of interview Alison because Alison is Ms. ELTS. Okay, so it's probably better than just having one of us talking at you for an hour, which it can be a little bit boring. So we like doing this kind of, how should we say it, Socratic interview, Alison, maybe we could call it.
Yeah.
So Alison, in that vein, who are we and what do we do?
Well, we do many things, but we help students achieve the English language score they need to start their degree program, especially at Swansea University. We also develop or teach them academic skills that they need, one, to enjoy their degree program, but also to be successful in it. The other thing we do, rather than just the courses, we also provide a particular English language test, which we will provide you with more information later. Okay, so this test is similar to IELTS and enables you to enter the degree programs. And the other thing that we do during the summer is we provide general English courses for students who are not applying for university, not this year, but maybe in a couple of years. But it's a good chance for them to learn about the culture of the UK and see the university.
Fantastic. So let's go into the detail now. So how can we prepare you for studying in the UK? Well, think it's time to introduce our academic pre-sessional programs, Alison.
Yes, so we have academic pre-sessional programs all throughout the year. Okay, so obviously at the moment it's June, so we're focused on the summer pre-sessionals. So there are 3 levels that start on the 20th of June, and we will give you some more information on all the different levels, but they are for people with different language entry levels and different exit language levels that they need to do their degree. Now, after the summer, we have what we call autumn, and that starts in September. Again, we have a program, which is a pre-sessional program. It's really helpful for students that perhaps are starting their degree program in the January, or for students that have a lower level and they need more than one course. And as you can see, we finish in December, so you can have a nice break then over Christmas. The next one we have starts in the winter, beginning of January, and goes through to March. And we have another one then in spring, which is a shorter course. The one in spring is only 8 weeks. That starts on the 17th of April and finishes on the 9th of June. So the autumn and winter, they are for 12 weeks. The spring one is for 8 weeks. And in the summer, we have a 12, a 10, and an 8-week course. Okay.
Different course starts, different seasons. Of course, Swansea University has become much more flexible now in many of its courses, hasn't it, Alison? Particularly with those January starts as well. So important for our courses to be available all year round, depending on your circumstances. Shall we jump in? Oh, of course, and there's a year-long package we forgot to mention. So what about if you need a bit of extra help? Maybe you need our services for the whole year, Alison.
Yes, so we offer this, what we call a year-long package, and there are 2 times in the year when you can start that. So one is in September and one is in January. And this is for £14,000, and the entry score is 4.5. Now, this is really helpful for students who are at that lower level, and they can just work their way through the year, doing the different courses, and then feel really ready to start their degree program. So it doesn't feel so stressed and so pressurized when they want to start their degree program.
I suppose I'm trying to think of a good example, Alison. Maybe you've got, or you think you've got around about a 4, maybe an IELTS 4, and you need a 6 or a 6.5 for your future course. Would this be the program for you?
Well, they need a 4.5 to enter it. So yeah, so they would need to start with us at 4.5, and then they might then quickly just move up depending what their exit level is. But as we say to a lot of people, it's not just about getting the exit score, it's about picking up the academic skills as you work through the courses in your own time, and then you feel a lot stronger, a lot more confident to do your degree.
Exactly, and we'll talk more about those academic skills in just a moment. But let's talk about our bread and butter, as we say, one of our most popular courses, our summer academic pre-sessional programs. So kind of following on from what Alison was saying, this is a chance to increase your confidence, not just your score, but to improve your general academic skills before you start in, well, I'm guessing September usually.
Yeah.
Alison, these courses, what do we mean? 100% on campus or 100% online? What do we mean?
Well, this summer, we need to make sure that people have those options depending on circumstances, which country they're coming from. So you can either decide to do the summer academic pre-sessional here in Swansea, so on our campus, and that is 100% of the time. So all the classes are on campus. The other course, which is separate, but the same, you get the same skills, the same development, the same classes, is 100% online. So it's not a bit of this and a bit of that, it's 100% online. Some students might choose to be 100% online from Swansea. Some people might choose 100% online from their own country, but you cannot change. You choose one or the other, and that makes it easier for everybody.
It does, yes. So, either you're on campus, you're with us face to face, or you're online, probably from your own country, though we do sometimes have a few students who may be in other parts of the UK, but it cannot be a combination of the two. Things are coming back to normal now. However, we do appreciate that people's individual situations are a little bit different. So we do have that online option, don't we? So you mentioned 3 levels, Alison. So I think we need to go into a bit more detail about that in terms of scores, courses.
Yes, that's a good idea, Joe. So we call them level 1, level 2, level 3, because it's easier for us sometimes. So the level 1 is for 12 weeks, which starts on the 20th of June. And for that level, you need an entry score of a 5. And the students that study on that course don't need any more than a 6. Okay, so it finishes on the 9th of June, sorry, the 9th of September, so 12 weeks. The level 2 is for 10 weeks, and that starts on the 4th of July. For those students, they do need a minimum of a 5.5 entry, but those could be for students who need to exit with a 6 or a 6.5. Okay, so it just means that with the 10 weeks, you can get a 6.5. These are for students that they're able to participate much more in a shorter course. Then the final one is a level 3. This is only for 8 weeks. So it starts on the 18th of July and again finishes on the 9th of September, like all of the courses. With this one, again, you need a minimum of 5.5. The biggest difference is that you are only 0.5 below in any one of your scores, or your overall is 0.5 below. So that means that really the students doing the level 3, you're pretty much there. You just need a little bit of improvement, but you really want to improve your academic skills. And the maximum again is 6.5. So we might have students entering 5.5 needing a 6 as well on the 8 week. Okay, so it's looking at which one is the best one for you. Now, for some of you, you might think, well, actually, I would rather a longer course because I need more time, but you need to look at that exit score. So if you have a 5.5, but you need a 6.5, you are better to do the 10 week. Okay, but you can always send us an email and ask us for advice, and we'll give it to you within the 24 hours, so you can select which course will be the best one for you.
Yes, so yes, as Alison was saying, in general, depending on the score that you have, the score that you need, that's what determines which level you go on. But maybe, oh, I've got a 5 in this and a 6 in this. If you do have some individual questions about your situation, yeah, just contact us and we'll tell you how to do that at the end. Very important question, I think, Alison. Prices. How much do these courses cost?
Right. So we like to sort of give you some information and then the next lot of information so that you can take it all in. And I know a lot of you, as Joe said, you want to know how much. So as you can see, the 12-week one, the one that starts on the 20th of June, this is 4,200. The one that starts on the 4th of July, the 10-week, that's 3,500. And the one that starts on the 18th of July, the 8-week course, that's 2,800. All of this information is on our website, but of course, some of you might choose to take a picture or write it down.
And again, if you might have some individual questions about things about cost, again, just get in touch with us with your situation, with your circumstances. Best thing to do. Really important question. What are we going to learn? So whether this is the summer academic pre-sessional, winter, spring, whenever it is, what kind of things are we going to learn? Again, we always choose this picture or collection of pictures to give you some inspiration, maybe looking at what these different people are doing. But Alison, can you maybe talk us through on all of our programs, what we try to achieve?
Yes, as you can see here, it means that if you look at the first picture on the left, we're going to have to spend a bit of time in the library.
Unfortunately,
So you need to get to know the library really well. It's a beautiful library here at Swansea. Plenty of books, computers, there's study space, there's even a coffee shop, and you can book rooms so that you can have a chat together. So lots of things happening in the library. So you will learn how to use the library, which is really useful, because when you start your course in September or January, you will need to know how to use it. Down below the library photograph, you can see 4 people having a discussion together. So this will probably be either having a chat after the course, or they might be working on a project together. So we try to teach you how to work together in a team, in a group. So I think those 2 things are really important. Yeah. And Joe, what do you think about the other 2 photos?
So what we've done, library, let's say research, group work.
Yes.
So on the top right-hand side here, possibly in a class, maybe in a seminar. Actually, remember, there are 2 types of university classes: lectures, I think the lecture is down below on the right-hand side, and seminar. Lectures, you listen, but seminars, you participate. So there's kind of four angles we've got here.
Yeah.
Not just about the English score. I know we keep saying this, but we need to prepare you for doing these activities when you come to university. Just looking at the seminar, for example, at the top, some students are quite nervous when they come to the UK and they have to participate in a discussion with other students about a topic. We are there to help and provide you with some of those essential skills which will help you with your academic speaking. You might ask, how can we help you with a lecture? Well, our listening classes, the entire focus is going to be about how to prepare for an academic lecture before, during, and after. So let's maybe go into the specific skills that we look at, and certainly how we the work that we give you. For reading, Alison, what do we teach you?
Okay, so with the reading, it might be a very different sort of approach that you've had before, because we are preparing you to study at university. So we start to look at different types of texts, and more importantly, we focus on academic texts, so that you feel like it's not new to you when you start your degree program. And we choose texts that are suitable for you and linked to your course. So you can then start thinking, okay, this is the type of journal I would have on my degree program. This is the type of vocabulary that's going to be in those type of texts. So we help you to go and find them and select the appropriate one, but we also help you to then work through them, picking up those skills like skimming and scanning, learning how to highlight the keywords. And something that students tell me they want all the time is, how can I read faster? Yeah. So we do a lot of kind of speed reading exercises, and we help you to have strategies so that when you are confronted with an assignment and you have lots of reading, you can do that. So that's one of the big things we do with reading.
Absolutely. And as Alison said, we encourage students, particularly near the end of the course, to read within their subject. So that's where you can bring in your subject, and you can perhaps learn some of that topic specific vocabulary as well. Everybody's favorite, speaking. So can you tell us about, we teach presentation skills, Alison, don't we? Why do we teach presentation skills, by the way?
I think presentation skills is really important for building students' confidence as well. So even when students are working together in a seminar, if they've had presentation skills, they seem a lot more confident because they've been practicing speaking in front of others. They've learned how to put a presentation together. So if they're asked to do this in a seminar, they have the skills, and again, they have the confidence. So during the presentations kind of classes, you will also be looking at an academic text that is linked to your subject area. So again, you're developing your reading, developing your writing, and at the same time then developing your presentation skills. But something else students have said to me is, I can put my slides together, but when a teacher asks me a question, I feel really confused and I don't know how to answer. So we also practice being able to answer questions. So you're able to do this in a seminar and in a presentation. So lots of things, really. Everything is connected as well.
As well, probably best to remind students, I know in this introductory webinar, Alison and I are just talking to you, but almost 100% of our classes are very interactive. They're student-led, so you are going to be communicating from beginning to end. Yeah, it's all about us encouraging you to speak and actually come up with the ideas and the answers. We touched on this, I think, on the previous slide, didn't we, Alison, about listening to lectures?
Yes.
And we talked about sort of before, during and after. What kind of skills do we teach in those classes?
Again, as I said before, everything is connected. So you're listening in your speaking class, you're listening in your reading, but for the actual specific listening classes, we try to give you an opportunity to listen to an authentic, a real kind of lecture, sometimes connected to your subject area, sometimes a bit more general, but still academic. And we try to teach you good skills, as in, so when you start your degree, this might be a good idea. So before you go to a lecture, we sort of suggest that you do a bit of work before so that you're ready. And then when you're in the lecture, we're giving you that opportunity to take notes. And I think it's one of the hardest skills to listen and take notes. So over the 12-week, 10-week, 8-week course, you have plenty of opportunities every week to practice this. And then when you finish the lecture and you look at your notes, it's then all about making sense of your notes. What do they mean? Can you understand your own notes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And of course, something to say, this is very different to say an IELTS listening class. These are all kind of authentic, real life classes, the kind of thing that we think you're going to be listening to when you start your course as well. And my personal favorite, Alison, writing essays, writing dissertations. What do we teach you?
Well, what we try to do with writing is that we're trying to give you writing in stages. So we try to think about what's needed. So we break up the writing into small parts. We ask you to really brainstorm, think about ideas that you want in the writing rather than write straight away. We get you thinking about writing a plan, and we really spend a lot of time getting you to write a plan so that when you do your writing, this will be like a structure you can follow. Thinking about structures, we also think about what structure is needed for the different types of writing. Maybe for some of you, you've only learned about the structure for IELTS, about writing about a graph, etc. So for us, we look at how we would write an academic kind of essay, and we give you the tools to be able to organize yourself. And of course, we need to help you to research. As I said, everything is very much linked. So you will be doing research in reading, research in the speaking, research in the listening, and again, more researching for writing, and learning how to do some referencing, which many students find difficult. Okay, so all of these are linked. So as Joe said, in the classes, it won't just be us talking. Yeah, there will be lots of opportunities for you to answer questions and work on the tasks.
Now, if you're wondering why I've turned the PPT off, it's just to emphasize something really important, which I think we almost forgot to talk about, Alison, tutorials.
Oh, very important.
I know. If you need help, maybe looking for your reading, finding some reading for an assignment that you're doing, maybe getting some corrections and some help, individual help, one-to-one help to improve your writing, every single week, you will meet your personal tutor and we will give you that one-to-one help. This is a fantastic service, isn't it, Alison?
Yeah. How long are these tutorials, Joe?
It sometimes depends on the needs of the student, maybe where we are. I mean, goodness me, if we've got some writing and a student needs my help, I might spend 25, 30 minutes each
Yeah.
week helping them individually after I've had a good look as well at what they've done.
Great.
Fantastic. Right. So, yeah, tutorials. I think that's a really important thing that, you know, whether you're online or face-to-face, it's something that you can really benefit from. We have a question from one of our students.
Right.
I want to apply to study at Swansea University, but I don't have an English language score yet. What should I do?
So that was Jang, one of my students who I'm teaching at the moment. What if I need an English language score for Swansea University? Alison, what is our solution?
The students can do one of our tests, which is called a SWELT, the Swansea test.
There we go, the SWELT test. This is our very own English language test at Swansea University. It's an alternative, secure test, which you can do perhaps instead of another English test, such as IELTS. This is online. Alison, if I do the SWELT test and I receive the score I need, do I need to do an IELTS test or any other kind of test?
No, not at all. The SWELT test is accepted at Swansea University. So our admissions area would accept this course and offer you a degree program in Swansea.
Exactly. I mean, I think maybe just one thing to emphasize, this is really designed for Swansea offer holders. If you're trying to enter another university, of course, you can speak to them and ask them, but this really is a Swansea test for Swansea students, generally speaking. So it's designed in a standard language test format. And as I say, since COVID-19, this is completely online, including the speaking test, reading, writing, and listening. So the test is actually free, isn't it, Alison, if you are a Swansea University offer holder?
Yeah, so if you have an offer with Swansea, you will not have to pay anything for this test. But if you don't have an offer, you will have to pay £100 for this.
Excellent. And as I say, when we say offer holder, I think this normally means you're a conditional offer holder. So you've got an offer and you maybe need a specific English language score.
Yeah.
Again, it's 100% on your computer. You can do it here in Swansea. You can do it from China, Saudi Arabia, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
Computer there to signify the online nature of the test.
Before you go on to exam preparation course, just one thing I'd want to say about the SWELT. As Joe said, we have on our taster week, there will be an opportunity for you to learn much more about this SWELT test. It's very similar to an IELTS style test, but you do have to book to do the test. You can't just log on anytime and do it just because it's online, because it has to be a secure test. So there is someone invigilating you while you're doing the test.
Exactly, as I say, and if you have some specific questions about the SWELT test, come to our SWELT session on Wednesday, and ask Lara from the SWELT team the personal questions that you have. We also do an exam preparation course, don't we, Alison? Could you tell us about that?
Yes, so this course is for students who don't have the 4.5. So they are the students that have a 4 and want to get to the 4.5 to enter some of our pre-sessional programs. Or, for example, perhaps they want to do the year-long course. So on this course, we will be preparing you to sit the SWELT exam. So there will be an opportunity for it to be online or on campus or face-to-face, yeah. It's 10 weeks long, and we have 2 opportunities for you to sign up to this. One is that it starts on the 10th of October, and the other one starts on the 6th of January. So during the 10 weeks, you will be doing practice exercises, helping you develop your reading, listening, writing, and speaking. But you will be learning a lot about the exam. And then at the end of the course, you will be able to sit that SWELT exam. You do not have to pay the £100. You pay for the course. The SWELT exam is free when you sign up to do this course.
Exactly. But just speaking of prices, oh goodness, yeah, goodness me, how much is this course, Alison?
So, and the cost of the preparation course is 3,950 for the whole 10 weeks, but it includes the exam. So that's great.
Brilliant. So if you're wondering why I'm saying goodness me, my computer said it was about to log off. So I was desperately pressing the button to say, please stay on. Please stay on. Okay, excellent. So yeah, 3,950, and that would be inclusive of the cost of the SWELT test as well. Excellent.
If anyone thinks about a question as you go along, yeah, please put it into the Q&A, and we'll try to go through some of those questions at the end. I noticed someone raised their hand earlier.
No, definitely. And we've got 25 live participants. So yeah, we'll definitely be able to get through your questions as well. So yeah, please write them down, and we will address some of those individual questions as we come along. Beautiful buildings, Alison.
Yes, this is one of the original buildings of the campus. We call this the Abbey, and it's a lovely building. So on a sunny day, like you can see here, when you're not studying, so in between your lectures and classes, you can come and sit anywhere on those lovely benches and have your lunch, have a coffee, have a chat with your classmates.
Exactly. We have 2 campuses, Singleton campus and Bay campus.
Yeah.
Both campuses are on the beach.
Yeah. So this is Singleton campus. This is the original campus. Yeah. So this one is the one that's the closest to the city centre, and the other one is even closer to the beach, the Bay one.
Just going to say, Alison, when you talked about libraries before, I was thinking, gosh, we've got the large library on Singleton campus. We've also got a really large library on the Bay campus as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, we have another student question. Shall we hear what our student has to ask?
Yeah.
I achieved 6.5 in my SWELT test. I got unconditional offer, but I need to improve my English, my academic English skills. Do you have courses for me?
So I think what the student is asking, she's met the English language requirements of her offer. She's obtained the score that she needs. What can we do for her?
We can do lots. There are lots of students, they meet what they need in their language score, and they decide actually they would like to build their academic skills more, and they just want their language to be better in general. Even though they have the score, it doesn't mean that they can't develop it more. So they often take the course, they feel a lot more relaxed because they don't have the pressure of trying to get that score, but they're able to do all the assignments and get the opportunities to meet more students and build all their skills over the course. So, and most of the students I've spoken to that have done that, they have been really pleased they took that decision, because when they started their degree program, they felt they were more ahead than many other students who got their score and came straight into the country. So, and when I've spoken to them at the end of their degree program, they are normally waving their degree certificate saying, hey, look what I got. So yeah, we've got some fantastic successful stories.
It's not, I've said this, I think this is the 5th time. It's not just about your English language score.
No.
It's all about academic skills and improving your confidence studying in the UK. So maybe you've got the offer, you did your IELTS 2 years ago, but I don't know, you're a bit nervous. You're thinking, I really do need some practice studying the way that you do in the UK. Please consider one of our courses, because that's going to really help you and really sort of make you a much more effective and productive learner. Right, so this is slightly different. Now, I think most people here are planning or considering studying at Swansea University. But as well as preparing people for studying at Swansea, we also provide, in addition, some general English summer courses. And Alison, I think I'm right in saying these are maybe for friends, relatives, teachers, groups of learners. Maybe they're not going to study at Swansea University, but they want to spend the summer here doing one of our interesting general English courses.
Definitely. We've had all of those types of people. Sometimes some of them are just wanting to experience British culture before they make a decision whether they want to study in a British university. So they're great courses because they're not exam focused, and they can really improve students' confidence and develop their communication skills. And they meet people from all over the world, so they're also learning about different cultures. So with these courses, you can choose anything from 2 weeks to 8 weeks, and we try to encourage students to perhaps stay with a homestay, so you're staying with a family, so again you're developing your speaking skills and you're getting to know the culture, or stay on campus. There are many activities. I mean, as you can see on the left, that's one of them, because we live so close to the beach and we study so close to the beach. Quite often students are very keen to go surfing, but there's other opportunities as well, visiting museums, visiting cities, doing lots of different active kind of activities, and having lots of parties as well. So again, fun and an opportunity to practice your speaking.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to think of some examples of the profile of learners that come. We had, for example, we had a group of teachers from Wuhan a few years ago. I think a Chinese football team came for the summer. We had some students that were interested in studying at Swansea in 2 years' time.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
Wanted to experience life in the UK for a shorter period during the summer. So they came along. So, these courses really are for a very wide profile of people.
Yes. And it's, one of the key words there is interactive. So you're always interactive. Kind of the classes, you often play games within the class. You're chatting to different students. They give you lots of tasks to help you develop those skills, but it's fun all day long. But you're learning.
We'd like to say the pre-sessionals are fun. Okay, we try and make them interactive and entertaining as we can, but that is very much for entering Swansea University. This is all about experiencing life in the UK, specifically Swansea, but we do move around and just have a good time. Open to all. There we go. I think we made that clear with our example.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, please spread the word, spread the love. The most important page. If you have individual questions, and I'm sure some of you might ask us some questions now, but whenever you have any of these questions, please get in touch. And the best way to do it is with the ELTS admissions email. As Alison said, we try and come back to people, usually always do, within 24 hours of your question, okay? This might be an individual question about a course for you, your situation, your offer. So please, anything English language related, please ask us. You can also visit our website. This tells you about our services, the SWELT test, and our courses. You can book your SWELT test through this webpage as well. SWELT tests are very regularly occurring at the moment. I think the next one is in a week or 2 weeks, but they're constantly turning around. So please always check. By the way, this QR code just takes you to our website. Okay, so maybe if you want to scan that with your phone, I don't know if you're watching us through your laptop, but that will take you straight to our communications page. You can follow us on social media too. We're actually on Chinese social media as well. We're on Weibo or on Bilibili. You might have seen some of our videos, but we do sometimes post messages and events and ideas on Facebook and Twitter. But yeah, if you have some course English language questions, ELT admissions, all the way, isn't it, Alison?
Yes.
Fantastic. So maybe if you, I don't know, if you want to take a screenshot or anything of this page, I think this is the page. This is the page that you need that will take you to all the things that you want to know. Without further ado, I think that will take us to any questions. So I'm going to turn off the PPT. I'm also going to turn off the recording. So if you're watching this online, thank you very much. And we hope you enjoyed our session.
I think some of the questions have already